Well, hello everybody. It's good to have you with me as we work on some hand exercises to help stimulate your circulation and also your brain function and to detoxify your body. So let's start off with some hand exercises. When we rub together our hands, fingers are pointing up toward the ceiling. We've got a nice pressure, all of our fingers, including the thumbs, rubbing past each other. And then we open up the fingers, rub between the fingers, and get the webs between your fingers, stimulating circulation and just carry away any piled up or excess stagnation from those often neglected areas. We rub together again, and then we pause, press the palms together, and then we make a dome out of our fingertips with just the tips of all your fingers and your thumbs touching, and we press, just tap and release, tap and release. And after you've done this about a dozen or so times, start to widen how far out your hands go. You'll notice you start to feel a tingling between your palms. We're gathering together a bigger and bigger energy ball as we go. And then you can close your eyes after you've done the second stage about a dozen times. Do about a dozen times just with your eyes closed. And then we can press the palms together again. Feel that warmth that we've already built up between our hands. This is a good way to start the day before you do anything else. Now we can bring our fingertips facing forward and open your palms like you're reading a book and tap the outside edges of your hands together. And you can press the middles back together and then rotate so that the inside edges of your hands are together. Now these are a little bit bonier, so you want to be a little bit gentler with these. You notice we do most things 3 times or multiples of 3, but there's no magic number. Just do it till it feels right for you. And then we can bring the palms back together, pressing them. And we can link the fingers together, like you've got your victory pose, but at the very beginning. And then we're going to rub our palms past each other. So the heel of one hand pulls out, the other one pushes in, and we switch. Rubbing those palms past each other. Stretching out your fingers and your wrists. Limbering up your hands for all the things you're going to do with them today. And then we can come back to palms pressed and exhale. Inhale, push out to the side like there's 2 walls you're pushing away. And exhale, push the palms back together. Now this next exercise is called the rooster's comb. So there's 2 ways you can do it. The simplest way is where you have the backs of your hands facing each other. And then you can just rest the backs of the hands on each other. If you're a little bit more flexible or more warmed up at this point, you can put your fingers between each other. So with mine, you can see it's dark light, like piano keys. And that's another way that you can link your fingers very simply together. Now, another way you can do it if you're even more warmed up or flexible is we can link the fingertips. So I've got my left hand in front, and I'm going to link my pinky tips against each other, then the tips of my ring fingers, then the tips of my middle fingers, pointers. If you can get the thumbs in there, that's fine. This is around 4 o'clock in the daytime, so I'm more flexible now than I usually am in the morning. But then we bring our fingers with the backs of our hands, pushing against each other. Lift the elbows to help get nice tension. And we inhale, lift. If you can, set it on top of your head. See how it looks like a rooster's comb, like cock-a-doodle-doo? That's why it's called that. And we just breathe a few times. Turn your head one way and turn your head the other and rotate back to the middle. We lift up. If you can, hold for another 3 breaths. And then we lower down to heart level and release the fingers one at a time. I like to clear out a space like you're clearing the table. Exhale, push the palms together. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, push together. And now we switch hands. So I had my left hand on the outside, now I have my right hand on the outside. And again, backs of the hands, fingers between each other, or linking the fingertips like I am is fine. We link the tips, one pair of fingers at a time. Lift our elbows up to point out so we have the backs of our hands pressing. Inhale, raise it. See if you can put it on top of your head. If you can't, here is fine. Wherever you can is fine. And we just hold for 3 breaths. And we turn one way and turn the other. Come back to the middle. Inhale, lift up. Hold for 3 breaths. And then lower down to the rooster's comas at your heart. We can flatten our hands, clear the table, exhale, push the palms together, inhale, push them out, and exhale, bring them back to the middle. You can also stretch out your fingers to get them ready for the rooster's comb. So again, you can have one hand in front, it doesn't matter which one because you'll end up doing both. And you can just put the tips of the pinkies together and then pull them against each other to stretch and release. Tips of the ring fingers together, pull them against each other and release. Middle fingers, gently pull them against each other and release. Pointer fingers, los índices in Spanish, stretch and release. And then the thumbs. We've made a little butterfly across your chest and we just pull those thumbs against each other and release. And then we do the other way. I've got my other hand on the outside. Here we go. Pinky, stretch, ring, stretch, middle, stretch, pointer, stretch, thumbs, stretch. And of course you want to do both sides because each hand is different, just like each person is different. Press the palms together. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, bring back together. You can also stretch out your fingers by doing an exercise where you lift the fingers one at a time. So hold them where it's a little bit easier to see with the grip. But we start off with our palms flat to the ground. You can have it about shoulder level. It doesn't even really have to be high. I'm just holding mine where you can see it a little better. But we're going to point the thumbs down toward the floor then up to the ceiling. And we're just gonna do that 6, 7, 8 times. And then we come back flat. And then those indices, the pointer fingers, down, up, down, up, down, and up, and down, and up. Now here's where it's going to start to get hard. We're going to try the middle fingers. Some other fingers might move with it. That's okay. Don't worry about perfection just yet. Middle fingers down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and relax. Ring fingers, that's the really hard one. Down, up, down, up, down, up. And this stimulates your brain and also gets the joints and the muscles in your hands more flexible. And come flat, and then the pinkies. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down. We push together. Exhale. Inhale. We push out. And then we just end with a seated meditation. Ladies, left hand on top of the right hand, just making a little bowl relaxed in your lap. Gentlemen, the other way around, right hand on top. We just breathe in and out. Getting in touch with your body, seeing how you feel. From the top of your head to the soles of your feet, seeing where you're relaxed and where you're a little tight. We don't have to fix it right now. You're not a problem. You don't need to be fixed. We're just breathing and showing yourself the love of paying attention to how you feel in this moment. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And that's the end of our hand warm-up practice. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you click subscribe and check out more videos to come.